Durga Puja, biggest religious festival of Bengali Hindu community, ends with immersion of deity. President Muhammad Abdul Hamid exchanges greetings marking Durga Puja, urges all irrespective of religion to resist evil activities. Persons trying to encourage people for movement are living in fool's paradise as country in election mood, comments Obaidul Qadir. People across life pay respect to legendary band vocalist Ayub Bachu at Central Shahid Minar. First Namaz-e-Janaza held at National Eidgah after Juma prayer. Afghanistan delays Kandahar vote by a week as police chief and intelligence commander assassinated. And BCB 11 defeats Zimbabwe by 8 wickets in practice match at BKSP. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News at 10 on BTV, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Center. I am Roya Zabin.
And I'm Anik Camberine. Those were the highlights, now the details. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is now on the way home, concluding her 4-day bilateral visit to Saudi Arabia at the invitation of King and custodian of 2 holy mosques, Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. A Biman Bangladesh Airlines flight took off from King Abdulaziz Airport in Jeddah this afternoon, carrying the Premier and her entourage members. Representatives of Saudi government saw the Prime Minister off at the airport. The flight is scheduled to land at Hazrat Shah Jalan International Airport at around 1:45 a.m. tonight. During the visit, the Prime Minister held a meeting with the Saudi King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz and discussed issues relating to bilateral interests. Five-day-long Durga Puja, the greatest festival of Bengali Hindu community, ended today with the solemn immersion of goddess Durga in the capital and elsewhere across the country. In the morning, devotees celebrated Vijaya Dashami, the last day of the festival at the Puja Mandaps across the country. Devotees offered flowers to the goddess Durga and prayed for her blessings. In the evening, the devotees accorded farewell to their deity Durga and her children Lakshmi, Saraswati, Kartik and Ganesh through immersion of their idols. Dhaka City Puja Udjapan Committee brought out Vijaya procession from Dhakeshwari Temple to Wiseghat to Buriganga before immersion of the idol of goddess Durga. In Chattogram, main ritual of immersion was held at Pothinga Sea Beach. Hundreds of Hindu devotees took part in the Vijaya procession and immersion of goddess Durga. Strict security measures were taken across the country for peaceful celebration of Durga Puja. President Muhammad Abdul Hamid has urged all, irrespective of religions, castes, to prevent anti-liberation evil forces to continue the pace of the development in the country. The President made the call while greeting the people of the Hindu community on the occasion of Durga Puja at Bongo Bhavan today. Noting that humanity is an eternal message of religion, the President called upon all to abide by the rules of religion and simultaneously come forward for welfare of the human beings. The President greeted all people of the world, including Hindu community. President Muhammad Abdul Hamid and his wife Rashida Khanim hosted the reception for the members of the Hindu community on the occasion of Durga Puja. The president and his wife welcomed the guests and exchanged greetings with them. Hindu religious personalities and the leaders of the community, high commissioners and ambassadors of different countries, judges, academics, senior journalists, lawyers, doctors, businessmen, artists, distinguished personalities from various professions of Hindu community and high civil and military officials attended the reception. Family members of the president and secretaries to the president were present on the occasion.
Awami League General Secretary and Road Transport and Bridges Minister Obadul Kader has said newly floated Jatiyo Oikor Front leaders are isolated from the people and politically bankrupt. That is why they opted to go to foreign diplomats before going to the people. He said this while visiting construction works of a flyover at Chandra crossing in Ghazipur today. Obadul Kader said Oikor Front leaders want to take the foreigners into confidence. They do not feel the need to get people's confidence. Replying to a question, he said people are now in election mood and not interested in any movement. The minister said 90% works of the Chandra flyover have been completed and it will be opened in next 2 months. Commerce Minister Tofail Ahmed has expressed hope that pro-liberation forces will win the upcoming general election to be held in a free, fair and impartial manner. He expressed the hope while inaugurating a 2-day showcase Korea 2018 in Dhaka today. President of Korea-Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industries, Mustafa Kamal, chaired the inaugural function, which was also addressed by South Korean Ambassador to Bangladesh, Do Kang-il, and FBCCI President Shafiul Islam Mohiuddin. Tofail Ahmed said continuity of the present government is needed to continue economic progress of the country. Later, the Commerce Minister visited different stalls of Showcase Korea.
State Minister for Information Tarana Halim has said the country has witnessed a massive development during the 10 years tenure of the government under Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Now Bangladesh has become the role model of development in the whole world. She said this while addressing a mothers' rally held at Bachu Tia Union of Nagurpur Upazil in Tangail district today. The rally was also addressed among others by the leaders of Tangail and Nagurpur Awami League. Tarana Halim called upon all to cast votes in favour of Awami League in the next parliamentary elections for the continuation of the development trend. People from all walks of life paid their last tributes to legendary rock star Ayub Bachu at the Central Shahid Minar in the capital today. Central Shahid Minar premises turned into human sea when people from all walks of life, including professionals, artists, friends and fans, came to Shahid Minar to show their last-minute respects to the magician of the tune Ayub Bachu. Awami League General Secretary and Road Transport and Bridges Minister Obadul Kader paid tributes at the coffin on behalf of the Awami League. Besides Home Minister, Cultural Affairs Minister, activists of Jubo League, Shetchashabuk League, Krishok League and other associate organizations also paid respects to the vocalist of hundreds of band songs, Ayub Bachu. Later, the namaz-e-janaza of late Ayub Bachu was held at the National Eidgah in Dhaka after Jummah prayer. Thousands of people attended the namaz-e-janaza. A munajat was offered seeking salvation of the departed soul. The dead body of Ayub Bachu will be buried by the side of his mother's grave at Chattogram after holding the second namaz-e-janaza there tomorrow.
Now, international news. Parliamentary election in southern Afghanistan's Kandahar province, due to be held on Saturday, will be delayed by a week following an assassination of a powerful provincial police commander. The suspension of the polls followed the assassination of Kandahar province's police chief General Abdul Razik in an attack claimed by Taliban. The southern province's intelligence chief Abdul Momin was also killed in the attack on Thursday. Afghans in other provinces will be voting on Saturday to elect members of parliament in polls delayed repeatedly for the past 3 years. Turkish investigators were able to locate the exact place within the Saudi consulate where Khashoggi was allegedly killed during their search of the building earlier this week. The investigators, who used audio recordings of Khashoggi's alleged murder to guide their search, also confirmed that Salah Mohammad Al-Tubeki, an autopsy expert, began cutting up the 60-year-old's body immediately after he was killed. Unnamed Turkish officials say his body may have been disposed of in the nearby Belgrade forest or on farmland. Samples taken from the Saudi consulate and the consul's residence during searches this week are being tested for a match with Mr. Khashoggi's DNA. Bhutan's voters have handed an overwhelming victory to a new party headed by a surgeon in only the third democratic election held by the Himalayan kingdom. The centre-left Druk Nyamrup Shokpa DNT, which was only formed in 2013, won 30 of the 47 National Assembly seats in second-round vote. Another party, DPT, secured the other 17 seats in the runoff contest, limited to the two parties who led a first round of voting in September. DNT leader Lote Tshering would be the new Prime Minister of Bhutan. Lote Tshering was a student of Mymensingh Medical College of Bangladesh. After completion of MBBS and FCPS from Bangladesh, he joined in politics of Bhutan. The last ruling party of Bhutan was excluded from the contest. DNT leader Lote Tshering, a 50-year-old urology surgeon who was trained in Bangladesh and Australia, vowed to work for nation building in the country, which is battling high foreign debt, mainly owed to India, as well as youth employment, rural poverty, and criminal gangs. At least 50 people have been killed and many more hurt after a train ran into a crowd near Amritsar in India's northern Punjab state. The victims were standing on the railway tracks watching celebrations for the Hindu festival of Dussehra. They did not hear the train approach as they watched a firecracker-filled effigy of the demon king Ravan burn. More than 200 people were injured.
Now news on sports. BCB 11 beat Zimbabwe by 8 wickets in the lone ODI warm-up match at Savar BKSP today. Winning the toss, the Zimbabweans batted first and were all out on 178 runs in 45 overs, 2 balls. Masakatsa scored 102 runs for Zimbabweans. Imdad Hussain took 5 while Saifuddin bagged 3 wickets for BCB 11. In reply, BCB 11 scored 181 runs for 2 in 39 overs, chasing the victory target of 179 runs. Shom Musharkar was unbeaten on 102 runs, while Mosaddiq Hussain collected 33 runs for the BCB 11. The first ODI of the 3-match series between Bangladesh and Zimbabwe will be held on 21st October at Mirpur Sher-e-Bangla National Stadium. To end the bulletin headlines once again. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina returning home tonight, wrapping up a 4-day visit to Saudi Arabia. Durga Puja, biggest religious festival of Bengali Hindu community, ends with immersion of deity. President Mohammad Abdul Hamid exchanges greetings marking Durga Puja, urges all, irrespective of religion, to resist evil activities. Persons trying to encourage people for movement are all living in fool's paradise as the country is election mood, comments Obadul Qadir. People across life pay respect to legendary band vocalist Ayub Bachu at Central Shahid Minar. First namaz-e-janaza held at National Eidgah after Jummah prayer. Afghanistan delays Kandahar vote by a week as police chief and intelligence commander assassinated. And BTV 11 defeat Zimbabwe by 8 wickets in practice match at BKSP.
That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us. We invite you to watch our 11:30 Bangla news. Until then, Khuda Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz.